The following portion of Living Local Carolina is sponsored by Gold Shield Wealth. Well, welcome back to Living Local Carolina. Today I am in the studio with Amy Ross from Gold Shield Wealth. Amy, thank you for joining me today.
So happy to be here.
Okay, Amy, we're talking about retirement, the best time to do it. You are the expert here. Tell me what people need to know.
The best time to retire. Well, the best time to retire is different for everyone. There are some people who want to retire ASAP, some people who want to retire as late as possible. They just don't want to stop working. So that's a really personal decision. I would say the most average retirement age is when people reach what's called your full retirement age with Social Security, which is age 66 and a half to 67. That's the most common answer.
How often do you see people that put off planning for retirement?
I see that all the time. I think people put it off because they sometimes don't want to know the answer of what they've done. So people are like, oh, you know, I maybe want to work another year or two. So they just procrastinate because they feel like if they don't know, then it's not going to hurt them. But eventually retirement's going to come. So ignoring it is not a great idea.
And it might be, you know, a scary process, but it doesn't have to be super painful. But there are some things that people need to know when they're planning for retirement, a checklist, kind of. If you have some tips, let me know right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I tell people all the time, you know, I ask them, like, you know, what is your budget in retirement? And a lot of people look at me clueless. They're like, well, I don't know. I'm like, well, number one, we have to know how much money you're going to need. So that's definitely on a checklist. How are you going to replace your income? Because you still have to function in society. You're going to need money. Also, rather than just taking care of your needs, you also want a checklist of what do you want to do in retirement as far as traveling, buying a second home, whatever that may be for you. But you want to have a checklist so that you have your goals and you have something to reach for, not just some hope and dream of, well, this may or may not happen.
Definitely. And are there any things on that list that people really tend to overlook?
People tend to overlook the power of what taxes is going to do and inflation is going to do to their retirement savings. People tend to be just a short-sighted, what's going on now type of society. And if you look back in different decades, the taxes and the tax rates are never the same decade to decade to decade. So people forget that part. And if you think about a retirement, it could last 30 years. Well, that's 3 decades. There's going to be a lot of different tax environments and other, other inflationary environments, different things that you're going to have to weather. People forget that part.
Yeah, definitely. I'm already thinking about all the things that I need to be preparing for in the future. Are there any other things that people need to be thinking about right now when you're kind of on the precipice of retiring?
Yeah, just, you know, set your date. That's the biggest thing, is figure out when you want to retire, and don't wait too late. Don't have to wait to retire because you didn't plan properly with your finances. That's sad. You see a lot of people in Walmarts and a lot of grocery stores today that are senior citizens, and that is because of the fact that inflation is so high. Everything is so expensive. Their paychecks, their Social Security, or what they have is not enough to live off of. So that can be avoided with the proper planning and saving. So I would love to save everybody from having to do that.
I was going to say,
that's my dream, is to make sure that nobody has to go back to work unless they want to.
Yeah, definitely.
Then go for it. If you're 85 and you feel like working, wear it out.
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
But it's always good to sit down with you and have that retirement roadmap in your back pocket, you know, so you know where you're going.
At least you know.
Yeah, definitely. And for you at home, if you want to stop putting off your retirement or waiting for all the stars to align, Amy has a great offer for you. Right now, for the first 5 callers with a portfolio of $250,000 or more, she's offering a complimentary roadmap for retirement. This will allow Amy and her team to sit down with you personally and provide you with a plan analyzing where you are right now and discuss your best steps to get ready for retirement. That number to call is 843-585-3511. This portion of Living Local Carolina was sponsored by Gold Shield Wealth.